Hey, what's going on, guys? So I am back. Let me get this off my neck because I don't need it. All right. So you guys let me know because I saw a couple people on my live yesterday. They were saying it was hard to hear me a little bit or whatever. So I'm trying my $8 speaker. This thing is dope. I think I'm gonna nah, fuck that. I don't want to show the world that now. But this thing is dope. So I hope you guys can hear me a little bit clearer this time going around. So I just want to talk about something real quick. I'm not going live with this because I ain't got a signal, but you guys will see this when it's uploaded. This morning, there's a particular fella. I'm not going to put him out there too much or whatever, but in going in line with the videos I put up about, police brutality, harassments by Karens, generally speaking, white people just not minding their business and bothering other people because they think for so they have the right to, but I look at it as the audacity to, which seems to happen common around in this area. Even if it was a good intention, somehow or another, these people cannot phantom the responsibility, I would say, to be like, you know what I mean? Like, generally speaking, they are good people in all different races. So let's not make that like assumption of that. There are bad black people. There are bad white people that have done worse. You know what I'm saying? So let's not make a mistake of that. That's not actually the premise here. The premise is this. The guy I'm talking about, he's a shorter fella. And, sometimes I get that. I had a few friends that were shorter than me. I'm 6'2", so I always have friends that are usually a foot or two shorter than me. I stick out. Nevertheless, this kid, he wanted breakfast this morning, okay? He's a homeless kid. Unlike me, he's a lot different. He's, how can I say it? He's addicted to alcohol. He's a young kid, and he got his habit because he was assaulted by the police in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, that much I can tell you. And it's scary to me because I'm seeing him dwindle. Now, this kid comes from a good family. He showed me people in his family and everything like that. And the only thing he wanted this morning was breakfast. So he walked into one of the local places, which was ironically enough owned by a black gentleman, a good black gentleman. And I don't think he saw any of this transpire because if he would have intervened the way he is. I totally think that. But the funny thing about it was he ended up talking to a white gentleman outside the bar. The diner. And he ended up talking to him and he was like, listen, I'm not asking for any money, anything like that. I just want breakfast. And the dude was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll buy you something or whatever, from what he tells me. He said, the guy says, yeah, sure, I'll buy you something. As soon as he gets in there, he says at the top of his voice, hey, this homeless guy wants something to eat. Let's get him something to eat. So my man said he just got up after he had sat down already, anticipating eating, and he just got up and he left. He said, I left. I said, that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. The moral of the story is this. When I was listening to his story, I felt empathy for him, but at the same time, his situation is unique because he's an alcoholic based on, like what happened to him. He was assaulted by police officers in Boston, Massachusetts. He made the paper and everything, so, that's my guy. That's my guy. And at first I wanted him to talk because he started talking deep and I wanted him to talk on camera. And I think the next time I'll catch him, because I want you to hear other people's stories. This is where we taking this. We still gonna talk about the music industry. So if this is not a topic of interest of yours, I understand. You know what I mean? But I told him before I walked off from him, I was like, man, listen, man, come with me. I'll pay for your breakfast. He didn't want to go back down there. And that's really the only thing open except for the corner stores. You can't get full off that shit. This place, they serve you like real breakfast, like pancakes, eggs, whatever. You can sit down, you know what I mean? Take your time eating your food, you know what I'm saying? It's a black establishment, so the guy, he ain't rushing you out, nothing like that, some of these, give me 1 second. You guys want to see the ferry? It's pulling out. I think it's on this side. Yeah, right here. You guys see it pulling out? He's going to do that again. That's why I paused it. Trust me. He's going to do it at least one more time. But he embarrassed this young man. And I told him, I said, well, listen, you could come with me. He didn't want to do that then. I understand that. But that's the only real place to serve breakfast. So he was stuck at that point. You know what I mean? Here's some more guys. That's the back of it. But I don't know, man. I felt the way about that. The shit we go through as men of color, you would not believe. You know, and I know women, I know y'all go through shit too, but y'all don't go through the same fears we go through. I can guarantee you that. You have your fears, yes, and your fears are legitimate, but they're not the same fears as mine. Nah. You have to have a you know, a set of testicles for that to be true. And likewise, and not saying that either one is least, you know, or lesser than the other. It's not that. I think that's what gets mixed up in the arguments sometimes, perhaps. But no, it's not that. Not from our perspective. Not from our perspective. Most of us, anyway. Some of them was jerks. You know, I've seen some motherfuckers in my lifetime, and I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about more so, I don't know, I'm trying to get the boat some more in so you guys can see it go out to the channel. The boat's going out to Long Island. Where is it at? I guess I missed it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's too far out, maybe. But there's a sail ship, so you'll see it pass through that eventually. The shit we go through on a daily basis, I depicted to you guys in those videos. That one video from New Jersey was just a year ago. It was just a year ago. And I remember how I felt in the moment. I felt like real, just vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys can't see it, but altogether, there were 6 police officers out there. From one me. And they were just so convinced that I was a white man. I'm glad y'all picked up on that. That's why I didn't put it in the title too much. I said, I just want you to hear it for yourself. You know, I don't make shit up, man. I'm not no, you know, nah, I'm not no pretender. Not no pretender, you know? Never been that. I think that's the one unique thing about me. I get that from my granddaddy. My granddaddy ain't play around. My granddaddy from Philly. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Robert Lewis, you know? My grandfather ain't fuck around. My grandfather ended up being a mortician towards the end of his life, you know? And that's what his job was. And he worked at a good funeral home, black-owned funeral home. And he worked to the day he died, you know? So kudos to him. And now I'm trying to get into my endeavors with my own business, and they make it hard. I know one thing, I wouldn't open up a business here. I wouldn't want to entangle myself with the riffraff around here. Because see, what happens in a town like this is, and I think that's why a lot of major businesses don't come here after they start delving into the personalities of a lot of the people here. A lot of people here are old-fashioned. They're used to deplorable ways of dealing with people of color and saying whatever they want to say or whatever. And a lot of them don't know the tone of 2020. They only know the tone amongst their friends. And that is a very dangerous tone to stay stagnant with, let's say, for example. And a lot of white people out here, just to be plain honest, are belligerent, obnoxious, nasty people. They always have been motherfuckers. Nobody's ever called them out on it. So you have to use the terms and the things of now to compete with them and almost supersede them. And once you supersede many of them, they get angry. They get angry. There's even a term for it, angry white men. You know, just like they say angry black women. No. Ain't nothing like an angry white man. And I don't mean like violent angry. I mean like temperament angry. They revert back to being very childish. You know what I'm saying? Very childish, very antistic, this passive aggressive, you know what I mean? This for no reason. Antagonistic is the word I was looking for. It's not for me. So I wouldn't do business around here. I had thought about it or whatever. Now what I would do is a couple of people, well, more than a couple of people I know around here, I would invite them to my business elsewhere and be like, hey, listen, you can work. And I think trying to do my development company around here, like I was thinking, like I wanted to stay out this end, but I think I need to move closer, you know what I'm saying, back to the other end where I was at. Well, I'm basically at now, but just a couple towns more, you know, that's all. Interesting places become, though. You know, they complain about the New Yorkers coming out here, don't you know? Yeah, they complain about that. They coming out here bringing us the COVID. And the whole state is having resurgent cases because they want to congregate closely together. I can't make this shit up. because they want to congregate closely with each other. Closely. That's what it's see. It's amazing to me. A lot of pointing, finger pointing, blame gaming going on and all that shit. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to deal with. People are not leaving New York because of the virus. The virus numbers are low. They have some spike points here and there, just like the state of Connecticut does, just like the state of Jersey does, just like the whole entire fucking nation does. I don't know why sometimes, depending on where you're at in Connecticut, they think they're just dejected because of a bridge. We got 5 bridges in New York. You know what I mean? And all the boroughs had that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Doesn't work that way. It'd be cool if it worked that way. It'd be cute. But I guarantee you the CDC will even confirm to you it doesn't work that way. The remnants and the byproducts from the virus are making people leave New York, meaning there's no businesses there. The chain businesses themselves, a lot of cases, they're closing nationally, which is the case with Lord & Taylor. Lord & Taylor had closed their doors last year in New York, and that store had been there I forgot how long. It was an iconic store at that point because it had been, through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the 2000s. And they closed its doors. It's just that location. Later on, they ended up now, just because of the COVID virus and everything like that, closing their doors forever. So have a lot of other stores, Craft Barn, I heard, is one of them. There's many other ones that are just like those last remnants of, like, if you want to say mid-90s, late 90s, early 2000s mall experience that you will never ever see again, And there's a chance to bring them back, rebrand them and everything like that. But most of the time people don't, a lot of people don't do the Renaissance branding anymore. What I mean by that is like, you don't try to research a product that's already dead. You try to reinvent the product instead. And that's the same case with music industry, same case with many other industries, film industry specific, which I want to get into so bad. I got an outlet for that, and I'm so happy. It's just amazing how things happen. I ran into a friend of mine at one of the tapings we had done for Power Moves Makers, which I'm going to be sharing some more of those today. I shared the wrong link yesterday, so I'll be sharing that today, actually right after this upload. So right after the upload, just look at the community. Everybody, go to community. I wanted to tell you guys that. Go to the community room. You do that by just pressing my icon, then pressing and then swiping over, I think, twice. It's going to be videos, then playlists, then community. Go right there, and you'll see a whole bunch of uploads that I do right there of pictures, quotes, things like that. Sometimes I leave links in there, a lot of links to different things that you could view or whatever that'll further not only my point, but maybe open some doors for you as far as how it really runs versus these motherfuckers online. Yo, it's weird as hell, right? Okay, I've watched so many different podcasts because like I said, I was only dedicated to 5. Shout out Corey Holcomb, 5150, Zoe Williams Show, Zoe What Show. The other one would be Star Report, Star in the Morning, either one you want to call it. And then I would think the 4th or 5th one would be, Jesus Christ. God, I hate to say it, but Nori. I got to put Nori in there. And then the 5th one would be Drink Champs, if you're not familiar. But that's already branded and started. I'm talking about people that ain't branded and started. So let's exempt them. Dale Harrison, definitely. Shout out to Dale. That's my girl right there, Dale Harrison. Comedian Dale Harrison out in Cali. That's my friend. You know what I'm saying? And Dale has a whole bunch of stuff. Tell her Davin sent you over there on IG and other places or whatever. So make sure you check her out. She does a lot of videos. She's got a song out right now that actually got on the charts. Boom, boom. So make sure you check that out. You'll get it when you listen to it. That should have chopped WAP. But because of consumption, a specific consumption of hip hop demographic nowadays, it didn't. And I was mad about that. Hold on, I think this fogged up, y'all. My salt. Yeah, that's better. All right. I think I fogged up. Y'all can't tell, but it's drizzling out here. It's very foggy out here. So, But yeah, man. And there's about 4 of them that could be considerable fifth that I just browsed through. The point I'm getting at is there's a lot of good talent out here, and this talent that's being picked is a process of the past at this point, you know? And a lot of people in the music industry, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about when I say that. This process is something of the past now. It's archaic. Get me? So for those that are welcoming me into their establishments, once this thing is all over but can't monetarily help me with shit, I applaud you and thank you. But I get it. I got it. But thanks to those that have invited me to certain opportunities, I'll say that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But guys, for you guys, I just want to say this to you. My intentions are not of once they were, you know, like at all. You know, I was rolling with a group, and I owe apology to all of y'all, if y'all hip-hop listeners or whatever, because I helped promote some of the most evil, I want to say the evilest period of hip-hop maybe, which became the indulgence era, in my opinion. And that indulgence era just had everybody just, yo, I got it. That's where the $250,000 Bentleys came into play. You know, and to be quite honest with you, Puff was one of the first ones with it. I've been in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Around it. You know what I mean? I know that car. And it was a baby blue Bentley coupe, drop top. You know what I'm saying? Had cream interior in it. I got a picture with me right in front of it, leaning on it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it up for y'all in a minute. But that era of indulgence led to this era of indulgence. And this era of indulgence is this no hands barred, whatever. Whatever you want to do what I will, and do it hastily, and, you know, this indulge to the extremity that you can't go to any further than that. You know, that's where it's at. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people are losing themselves over that. They're losing their lives over that also. There's been more than 20 rappers that have died in the past 10 years. It's almost one to two, three motherfuckers a year. And it's all because of the influence of the music. It's all the influence of pop music as well. Pop music gets off the handle, but we all know, especially people at Interscope who have a lot of pop artists, including one, Carrie Helson, at one time. Pop music is more subliminal than hip-hop is. Hip-hop is simplistic subliminal. But pop music, the messages it implies, I kissed the girl and I liked it. I can go thousands of songs that talk about anything from suicide to whatever you name it. And a lot of these stories go untold unless you look them up. But once you look them up, you'll see that they're there. Not only are they there, they're alarming to hear, you know? So, you know, that's something I would encourage you. Just put in something, kid commits suicide after listening to such and such record, after listening to pop record, and see what comes up. You might be surprised. You will see hundreds of thousands of posts from different places in the United States, in the world as well, Europe, Asia. The Asian kids, for some reason or another, have a high rate of suicide within the Asian culture, specifically the Chinese, and I believe it was the Vietnamese, North Vietnamese culture. They have a high suicide rate. I never knew that until I saw it one time. You know, sometimes some facts you go look for. Sometimes you're going to look for, I don't know, I'm a researcher, so some facts you go and you look for and you find them, and then like you find something else behind it, and you're like, oh wow, this goes with this, you know, you wasn't even looking for it. So that's what I kind of mean there. I was looking for something else and it just popped up, and I was just like, that's not nothing I learned in the office. I had to find that out for myself. There's a lot of tricks and tips the motherfuckers ain't gonna tell you. You gotta figure out for yourself. I had to go through it. I'm gonna make y'all go through it somewhat too. But you're gonna be glad the way I taught you. It's the same way we were taught, but y'all take the evil out of it. Take the narcissism out of it. Take any indulgence out of it, and just be you. Just be fucking normal. And you'll realize something I realized a long time ago when I was trying to tell these motherfuckers. You'll be more successful. Because see, people like people they can trust, people champion, whatever you want to call it. People like that. People don't like narcissistic assholes that think nothing but themselves. And even when they make a proclamation, the proclamation is not taken seriously, you know? I'll talk to you guys later. I just, you know, peace to my brother I was talking about at the top of this. If you out there, man, you know what I'm saying, bro, like, it's all love. I showed you my channel, so I hope you see this or whatever, but just know I spoke about you, Beantown. You heard? That's all. Later, y'all.